And so many people want to know if I'm actually making money, because my last two ride-along videos, I haven't made much money, but I can promise you I am making money. If you look at my screen right now, this is only doing part-time hours, so 21 hours. I've made 380, and that's not including what I've just done just now. Today is currently Sunday, and I have been out just a little shy over 2 hours, and it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. And I'm about $60 in for just over 2 hours. So I promise you I am making money, but I did not do a ride along video for Wednesday night or Thursday night. But on Wednesday, when I did the ride along video, I made like 20 some odd dollars. Now in the evening, I made up the rest, so I got to 102. On Thursday, I got to 93, but look at that, $93 for 4 hours. That's not bad whatsoever. And then we're going to talk about this one, because this is the one where I did a ride-along video. So on Friday, I went out in the evening to do gig work, but I should say that I was more or less out in the afternoon, because I was out doing my errands and I decided, okay, I'm already out, let's put on the apps. So it's just before 3 o'clock when this order came in for A&W. So it was for $8 for 6 kilometers. And about 2 kilometers was getting to the restaurant. And that's one of my favorite things. If I am going to get an order, I love it when some of the destination is to the restaurant, because that means I don't have a farther drive to come back to get back to my hot zone. So we got the A&W for $8 for 6 kilometers. Now the only thing about this A&W pickup, and even though it's Sunday and I'm talking about Fridays, I still remember how it went down, because that A&W, she took long. She was just laughing behind the counter. It was, I don't know, it was a little boiling for me, but I already had the order in the mix, so I decided why not go ahead, because I believe it actually landed in a double stack, which was this new place. I do not remember the name of the building. I remember I could not even record going in there, but for $7 for 3 kilometers, and essentially it's about 1.2 kilometers to get to the customer, to get to the restaurant. Why not once again? So I ended up starting off just before 3 o'clock with a double stack order that ended up being for, what was it, 15, 16 bucks. So that's not too bad to start off, especially if you're before 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you're just running errands. Obviously, you don't want to be making 15, 16 bucks for nothing, you know, not during busy time. But we started to pick up. So right after that, and yes, I am feeling so much better if you can hear it in my voice, thank God for that. But right after that, I ended up getting this one for Ange, or Boulange Ange. It is a bakery over in Champlain Mall, and it was for $8 for 3 kilometers. So, I mean, my rule of thumb is I like to secure $2 per kilometer, especially when it's rush hour, because that's the best times to do so. And if I remember correctly, this one came in just before or around 4 p.m. So that one, you know, it's not too bad of a drop-off. It's quick, you go in there, and it's right in the front of Champlain Mall. So if it's in front of the mall, I don't mind picking up something like that, because it's just dash and go kind of thing. Now this one is during supper time, and I hemmed and hawed on it, but I took it. I got this order for 3 amigos. $11 for just around over 4 kilometers, and 1 point something, I believe, was to get to the restaurant. 1.5. Now, here's the problem with the 3 amigos, and I remember I was on the phone with my brother when this order came in, so you sometimes you don't hear the ping of the orders coming in. It's because I'm on the phone with somebody, because, you know, gig work gets boring sometimes. Anyways, I'm on the phone with my brother, and the $11 for 4 kilometers come in, and we both said it. I'm going to be sitting at the 3 amigos for a while, but here is why I sat. I took a look into the order, and there was 9 items in this order. So I also took a look at the invoice, and it was for over $120 worth of a meal. So I figured to myself, even though I'm waiting, like I got pissed off, because the guy comes out, he says they're cooking the order. I don't see him for God knows how long. 15 minutes goes by, nobody passes by me to come and help me. And then by 20 minutes, there's a woman that's working the counter. She comes by and she says, "How can I help you?" I said, "I've been waiting for this order for quite some time now. Could you please help me get my order from this client?" So she comes out with the order right away, and I bring it to the customer's address. Now, many people, if you're waiting for 20 minutes, you might want to cancel the order. But for 9 items and a bill of about over $120, I knew there was a hidden tip, and I was correct, because on that order, I ended up getting paid. Oh, I got a new tip from Uber. $7.45. Cool. I ended up getting paid $17 for that order, so it was worth staying. And right now I have my notepad open to remember my orders from Friday, so I don't have Uber open, but I remember it was a $17 order, so I'm fine with that. Next, I ended up getting this $22.95 double stacked order for 14 kilometers. Of course, I have the screen recording showing everything and where I was going, but I don't remember writing down the names of the restaurants. So we're going to see on the replay where I was headed to get the $22.95. And in the end, of course, I'm securing the $22.95. And then I ended up getting, because I'm out doing gig work at this point until Friday, about 8:45 at night. So the next one I got was White Rabbit, and it's a common one that I do go to. The problem is you can't record on the inside of White Rabbit because there's always somebody inside there. And I believe that $22.95 was a double stacked including White Rabbit, but I don't remember. But the White Rabbit for $13.98 for 8 kilometers. So that's not bad whatsoever for the 8 kilometers. So I ended up taking that order and dropping it off at the customer's location. And then at this point, I remember I'm at $1.50 peak pay with Uber. So $1.50 peak pay on a Friday night, plus I had a multiplier. I don't remember if the multiplier was 1.3 or 1.4, but it's somewhere in that mix. And I get this Mike's offer. So this Mike's order was $8.50 for 3 kilometers. And I did figure that probably $1.50 was coming from Uber, and it was, because after I got the order dropped off, they did show me that $4.50 was from Uber and $4 tip was from the customer. And honestly, I'm not going to complain about that. You want to get paid regardless of who it comes from, and it's almost $3 per kilometer, so who cares? And then I finished off my evening with this double stack. So this double stack was for just over $17 for 11 kilometers. It was for Krispy Kreme donuts and Gran Sumo. Now, every time I see a Krispy Kreme donuts, I get agitated because I don't exactly just want to go and pick up donuts. And it was an original glazed donuts, but it's in the same location as the drop-off point for the Gran Sumo. And I figured my Gran Sumo was probably going to be the bigger tip because it was a larger order. Here's the good part about the 11 kilometers. 2.4 kilometers was to the Krispy Kreme donuts, so you take that off the 11. And then another 2.5 was to the Gran Sumo. So if I'm already having to go to the restaurants and it's coming out of that 11 kilometers, again, it makes me happier because it's less distance to drive back. So instead of it being like 11 kilometers from the restaurant to the customers, I mean, essentially it comes down to like 6 kilometers. So 6 kilometers from the customer's location back to where I want to be. That's not shabby whatsoever. So in the end, because of the fact that I ended up securing more money from that, what did we call it, Three Amigos, I ended up going from 11 to 17. And of course, you get a few cents, a few dollars in between things when it comes to other orders. I ended up clearing 106 for just over 5 hours. So it's not the best. I didn't hit the $20 mark per hour. But keep in mind, for myself, my taxes, again, and I always repeat this because I never know who's watching, my taxes are actually on the side of my savings account. So this money is clear net that I get to use. So I'm not complaining about that. Of course, you got to deduct gas afterwards, but I am securing some decent wages when it comes to doing food deliveries now. I'm surprised in the mix. Now I'm currently at $3.88 because a tip just came in. For example, just for today, when I started off, the first thing I started off was with a McDonald's order, and nothing was recorded. I was just going out. But I got, for this double stack McDonald's order, $20.86, and it was for 38 minutes. And that's because the McDonald's had me sitting there forever. It was a pain in the ass. I had to tell them, like, come on, and there's a lot of drivers sitting there. Then we had this one for 20 minutes, like for 4 kilometers, 4.8 kilometers, $12.23. I don't actually remember what restaurant I was going to. But then this one. This is the one I'm waiting for, guys, because this one is a double stack order. It was over 4 pizzas from Pizza Hut, and it's a huge, over $108 Imperial, I think it was a Chinese food order. So they're showing $23.12. I already secured the $7.14. Look at that, 34 minutes that it took me. And honestly, I think there's going to be more in the mix. I think it will be higher than 23. I could be wrong, but am I going to complain? No. So if it looks like I'm not making money. I am. Obviously, I would like to secure $500 for my week. So I am going to go out and do some gig work this evening. So it is currently 3:07. So what I'm going to do now anyways is, because I've been out for the last couple of hours, I am going to go head home, take a break, have something to eat, and come out this evening. But I had to tell you about that Friday night ride along because I recorded everything. But because of the fact that it's nighttime, it's really hard to record this is what you call like the A footage or the primary footage, because I just want the quality to at least come out decently, and I don't find it does at nighttime. So I waited, I recorded everything, and then I came back to record the rest of it. So it was a good ride along. I am making money, guys, but I'm doing this currently part-time because my son's home from the daycare because the daycare still has COVID. So appreciate you guys tagging along and watching this video with me, and I will catch you lovelies in the next video.